I have to say right now, this video is going to be a trigger warning for a lot of people, okay? So just keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here that I say that people are not going to like, but there's going to be a lot of things in here that will hopefully make you think twice. How's it going, everybody? Dick McCaffrey here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope y'all are having a great day. Thank you so much again for joining. Today I want to talk about something a little special. White privilege. Does it exist? I don't believe that white privilege exists. I don't think that I'm any more privileged than anybody. I have the same opportunities as everybody else, and everybody has the same opportunities as me. I didn't grow up rich and white and whatever, as a rich white person. I didn't grow up that way. I lived in a nice suburb in Iowa. I went to a good school. My parents worked hard to make sure that my brother and I could go to a good school and have a good education. Why does that make me privileged? Doesn't make me privileged at all. It makes my parents hard workers. It makes them good parents for wanting to make sure that their children do good in life as well. So I don't believe that there's any such thing as white privilege. Now today, everybody, I want to watch a video with you. There's a YouTuber by the name of Jesse Lee Ferguson. He's a black male. I don't know his age, but he looks to probably be maybe 60s, maybe early to mid 60s. And he's a very staunch conservative. And he runs his own talk show where he has guests come on and he speaks to them about the decaying America and what America is becoming. And one question that he often asks his guests is, does white privilege exist, or does racism still exist? And a lot of the guests that he has on are usually liberal people, pretty liberal people, but he'll have people who come on that have his same points of views, or share his same values as far as political stance. Jesse doesn't believe in racism. He doesn't see it anymore. He doesn't believe in white privilege either. So today I want to watch a video with you all where he was interviewing a young lady. The video kind of just jumps into the one specific discussion of, is white privilege a myth? Does white privilege exist? So I'm not sure of the lady's name that he speaks with, but I have seen this video, or I have seen clips of this video before, and this one just really kind of upset me. To let you know, I will leave the link of the original video in the description below, or at least the video that I am watching today. So I will be reacting to this and answering some of her questions, as well as reacting to Jesse's questions and answers myself. So without further ado, this is Jesse Lee Peterson. Is white privilege a myth? Let's get into it.
White privilege exists.
Absolutely.
It does.
Absolutely.
And where's the proof of that?
All around. I tell people often now, in hindsight, one of the things that I wish I would have been more cognizant of was the white privilege at UCLA that was sitting, right next to me.
Right there. Right there. Where's the proof of that? And her first response is, well, it's all around. Okay, well, where? I mean, no one sees it. The only people that see it are minorities. A lot of minorities usually think that people who are white tend to be more privileged, as they like to say. Honestly, that's not true. Look at sports stars, for Christ's sakes. In football, in basketball, in track, a lot of them are usually dominated by the black community, by black people. And you don't really have too many white people playing these sports, or at least dominating in the sport.
For black people, I believe white privilege is something to leverage.
What is it though? I don't see it anywhere. What is it? What is it?
How don't you
For
not
people
see
like me
privilege?
who don't see it.
How do you not see white privilege?
Because it doesn't exist.
She was stumped. She had no idea that he was going to say that, because she thinks that every member of the black community, every black person in America believes in white privilege. And then here he comes out and says, where is it? I don't see the proof of it. And she was just, wait, what, huh, what, stutter. This is automatic proof right here, ladies and gentlemen.
I believe white privilege is just the ability just to be free and white and not have the same type of social, economic, and social ills as black people have to deal with.
Free. She said free. I'm sorry. Just, is she not free? Is she a slave and no one knows about it? Last I knew, slavery in America was outlawed, what, over 250 years ago? Around that time, about 200 years ago, wasn't slavery abolished? And she's trying to say that, oh, I'm not free. White people are free. White people are free. So are black people. So are Asians. So are Hispanics. They're all free. In this country, we have freedom. And then talking about the socioeconomic lifestyles of everybody. You can't blame white people for living in the ghetto or for living in shit areas of the country. It's not their fault in the slightest. If you really wanted to get out of there, you could. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some hard work, but you can get out and you can do better in life. You can go to a trade school and learn a trade. That's probably the best thing that you could possibly do. I use college as a last resort, honestly. I didn't go to college myself. I didn't go to a trade school either, but I did jump into the workforce when I was very young, and I stayed there. And I gained a lot of experience and I gained a lot of knowledge in one specific field, the field that I work in right now. But I got the field study first. I got the experience first. But you guys can do the same thing. You can jump into the workforce. You can get a job. But like I said, probably the best thing for anybody is to go to a trade school. Learn a trade. Be a plumber. Be an electrician. Work in the construction field. Oh my God, do you know how much money those people make? And they pay you for the training, for school. They pay for your schooling and they pay you while you are in school. You know how much debt people in trade schools have when they leave school? Zero debt. No student loans, no nothing. And almost a guaranteed job in their field.
I mean, there's no white racial profiling. White people don't get pulled over by the cops just because they're white.
Bullshit. Police will pull over any suspicious looking people no matter what. It's happened to me in my life as well. I had this happen to me about maybe 15 years ago. I was sitting in a park with some friends. It was kind of late at night. It was probably about 10:30 at night. The parks were closed, but we weren't doing anything wrong. We were just sitting in the park. We were sitting at one of the benches. It was during the summer. We were all chilling out, having fun, talking, whatever, not being loud, not causing a problem. But you know what? Cops see some kids hanging around in a park late at night. Yeah, it looks a little suspicious. And we were all white people. We were all white kids. So don't tell me that only black people get racially profiled. A cop pulls up and sees 5 white kids sitting in a park. Yeah, that's going to look a little suspicious, especially after hours, after the park is closed.
They have the ability to, show emotion and love to their sons without being emasculated.
What? They have the ability to show love to their sons without being emasculated. So you're saying that black fathers cannot show love to their children, otherwise it emasculates them? What the hell kind of answer is that?
There's all kind of examples
That's
of
amazing
white privilege.
that you believe that.
Absolutely. Why don't you black? How come you don't believe white privilege exists? What you see?
Well, because I am black in color, but I don't have that dark mentality that most black people have.
Clearly.
I see, she said clearly,
Mm-hmm.
I see that white people have the same struggles and things that we have in that
What type of
they have
struggles
to
do they
make their
have?
marriages work. They have to make their children, help their kids grow up in the right way so that they can earn a living and be independent.
But they also have the majority of
They
their
make
fathers
kids-
at home.
Right.
We don't-
Whose fault is that, lady? That's white people's fault? That's white privilege? Get on those guys' asses. Get on those black dads' asses and tell them to start manning up and taking care of their fucking kids and be a fucking parent. It's not our fault. It's not white people's fault that black fathers are not in the house, but white fathers are in the house. You want someone to blame? Blame your own fucking community. Get on the assholes that make black people look bad. The ones that act all gangster and hood and think that they're thugs. Get on those guys and say, you know what? Enough is enough. This is not who we are. We are better than this. Let's be better than this.
The reason for that is starting to change somewhat now, but the reason for that is because they are taking responsibility for that, whereas black men and women are not taking responsibility for that as they did prior to the civil rights movement. Black people are blaming it on their lack of self-control and self-containment. They're blaming it on white people, while white people are working hard to keep it going.
I do believe that there is a need for black people to be held more accountable.
Thank you. Me too.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that doesn't excuse racism, that doesn't excuse institutionalized racism, that doesn't excuse...
But there's no such thing as that. It's an illusion made up by black people and their leaders.
No, it's not. It exists.
Well,
Sorry.
where's the proof of it, though?
What do you mean, where's the proof of it?
God, that face she makes, like, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Complete sign of disrespect right there. What a bitch.
There are many kids who are getting into, black kids who are allowed to get into these universities around the country, right, based on affirmative action. And because of affirmative action based on their color. That's discrimination based on color, and that's wrong. And these kids are getting in, but they're not earning their way. So when they fail, they feel less than before they were allowed to get in based on color.
Amen. Amen. People getting into college just because of their skin color. I mean, you can't, no white kid can get into a school just because he's white. He can't claim that, oh, I'm white, so I should be allowed to get into this school. That it doesn't work like that. So where's the white privilege there? I couldn't get into a school and say that, oh, I'm a white kid, so I should be able to go to this school. I can't do that. No white person can do that. But the black community can. Black people can. Black people can say, oh, I'm a black person and I want to go to this school. And they use affirmative action saying that oh, well, if you don't let us into this school, well, then you're racist. White people can't do that. It doesn't work like that.
I'm a proud product of affirmative action. When I went to UCLA, it was because I was an affirmative action student.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I think I turned out fantastic.
You think you turned out fantastic? Because he's absolutely right. I mean, if you're not getting into these colleges because of your own merit, and because the only way that you were able to go to college is because you were able to basically guilt the colleges into letting you come in, that's ridiculous. You have to work for things in life. You can't just be given stuff to you based on your skin color. You have to work for everything that you have. I have worked for everything that I have. I work for all the money that I get. I work for all of the stuff that I am able to buy. That money doesn't come to me for free. It didn't just come to me just because I was a white person. But yet, in society today, people are trying to say that, oh, we should just be handing out things left and right to all of these people, to all of these minorities, just because they're minorities. And making them think that, oh, hey, we don't have to work for any of this stuff. Hell yeah, free money. Horrible, horrible mentality, people. Work for what you get. Earn your way in life.
So a lot of my peers who are having challenges getting into some of these predominantly white institutions, the affirmative action was great. My father went to Harvard. You know, he was one of very few blacks.
Was he affirmative action person?
I don't know if he was. That was back in the late 60s.
Well, then he wasn't. He earned his way.
So, that being said,
her dad earned his way. So why can't she? Her dad, she just said her dad went to Harvard. Harvard, probably the most prestigious school in the entire country. Probably in the world. And a black man in the 60s was able to go there because he earned it. He worked his ass off to be able to go. Bravo for him. The black community needs more people like that. They need to be looking up to people like that. The people who worked their ass off to get to where they are, rather than just being given everything.
I still believe that affirmative action helped me get into UCLA, and it gave me access.
You would
and
not have
exposure.
gotten in there on your own because you were not smart enough?
I don't know if I wasn't smart enough, but based on the curve and what I was competing with other individuals who had different educational opportunities and teachers. I mean, I'm coming from, the LA Unified School District. I mean, so at the time, I think LAUSD was still pretty good. But I went to all white schools from high school up
So you
through
got
college.
a good education. Why couldn't you get into the school based on your own talents?
I don't know. Maybe because I didn't have some of the opportunity.
But you had the opportunity.
No, well, first of all,
you had the
the
same opportunity
SAT
those white kids were having.
Okay, hold on. So she's coming from the LA Unified School District. Everyone coming from that school district, she had the exact same chances as everyone else in that entire school district. And yet she had to use affirmative action, and now she's trying to say that I didn't have everything that the white kids had. Bitch, you just said that you went to the same exact schools as all of these students. Where does this victim mentality come from? It's getting ridiculous. Stop being a goddamn victim. Build yourself up. Become a better person. Don't think that the world owes you anything, because it doesn't. Oh, she had different teachers. Oh yeah, like that makes a fucking difference. You were still in the same schools. Doesn't matter if you have different teachers. The classes are still the same. The curriculum is still the same. Jesus Christ. And she just said earlier in the video that she thinks that black people need to start taking more accountability for themselves. But yet here she is trying to blame everyone else but herself, doing the exact opposite of what she said. She's not taking accountability for herself. All she's doing is blaming everybody else as to why she didn't get this and she didn't get that. It's everyone else's fault. It's not my fault. When Jesse Lee Ferguson clearly asks, okay, well, you had all the same opportunities as all of the white students. You just literally told me that. So why couldn't you have gotten in on your own merit if you were competing against the exact same kids that were in your classes in your schools? Teachers have nothing to do with it. That's bullshit.
When I went to, I would graduate from University High School, and at the time they didn't have an African American student union.
An African American student union?
At the school.
Well, that's a good thing.
They didn't have one.
That's a good thing.
They didn't have one. That's a good thing. But he's absolutely right. Why do you need to segregate yourself? Isn't that what the biggest thing through the 60s was? The civil rights movement was to stop segregation in this country, to integrate everybody. And now here she is saying that she wants to resegregate again? Come on.
Why?
Why do you need something like that?
They have Asian student unions. They have Jewish student unions. They have all kind of different.
Did they have white
unions.
student union?
They need student union. They own the whole school.
Wow. If that's not a racist comment right there, I don't know what is. They run the whole school. They have their own student union. The whole school is their student union. Wow. Racist much? I have to say right now, this video is going to be a trigger warning for a lot of people. Okay? So just keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here that I say that people are not going to like. But there's going to be a lot of things in here that will hopefully make you think twice and make you rethink how society has been. At least I hope it does. And I hope you think black, white, yellow, green, Asian, I don't care who. I hope it makes you people rethink how society has become. The victim mentality, especially in the minority communities. The left is trying to treat these people and treat the minority communities as, oh, you're victims of everything, and you guys deserve to get everything for free. No. You need to stop that mentality. They are not victims. They are very, very strong people. But you won't let them prove it because you keep jamming this bullshit down their throats. That they are victims. That they are the lesser people of this country. When that is 0% true. They are just as American as I am. They were born here. They were raised here. Just like I was. We are all Americans. We need to start coming together as Americans. What's so hard about that? Why do we have to keep fighting against each other? I'm going to quote Rodney King on this one here, people. You know, I'm going to do it. Why can't we all just get along? I know he used his in a different context, okay? I understand that. But it's a great quote in general. Can't we all just get along and live in this country as American people? Why do we have to segregate? Why do we have to fight? Why can't we get along and be Americans?
Does racism exist?
I believe racism does exist.
And where's the
absolutely.
proof of that?
You just see it all over in the country. We're proof of it. In terms of just
what do I see?
Disproportionate in the economics with black people.
Here, I had this conversation with somebody here. I can't remember who, but I had this conversation with someone not too long ago. It kind of went back to the whole $15 an hour debate. Y'all remember that? A couple years ago, everyone was saying that the minimum wage needed to be raised to $15 an hour because $7.50 was not a livable wage, or is not a livable wage, and you can't make ends meet on it. And I was having this conversation with somebody, and the one thing that I said to him was, if you are 30 years old, raising a family, married, you know, a kid or 2 or 3 or whatever, if you are having to live on $7.50 an hour, you fucked up somewhere in life. Maybe went to jail on a felony charge or whatever, or you just don't have that drive and ambition to want to do better in life, and you're perfectly fine with working some menial job. Obviously, you screwed up somewhere in life. These $7.50 an hour jobs that people are working, they were meant to be used to give to college students and high school students, to give them some work experience, something to work part-time and earn some extra money to pay for gas in their car, or go to movies, or hang out with their friends, or whatever. It was not meant to be a livable wage, period. It's ridiculous that people are trying to say that, oh, we can't live off of this wage. Well, no shit, Sherlock. You're not supposed to be able to. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the economics. The economics of everything has nothing, is not racist in the slightest. There are a number of people in minority communities that end up getting great jobs, great benefits, great pay, because they have the work ethic to do it.
But that has nothing to do with racism.
It does. Racism is about power. It's about who's in control. And black people can't be racist because we're not in control. We're not in control of the educational system, some of the social organizations and things that run this country. We're not in control. Racism is about power.
But
Hold on. Black people can't be racist? Let's look up the definition of racism, shall we? From the dictionary. The term racism: prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's race is superior. Racism is about power. Racism is not about power. Racism is about hating someone because of their skin color, and only because of that. It is not based on power. So black people can be racist. Black people can hate white people. Black people can hate Asian people. Black people can hate Hispanic people and still be racists. Everyone can be racist. It is your choice if you choose to hate someone strictly based on their skin color. And if you do, you're a fucking idiot and you're a horrible human being.
But if blacks had more character and they were taking care of themselves and being responsible and buying land and teaching their children,
that has to be taught.
Then that has nothing to do with racism.
But that has to, of course, that has to be taught.
So it's not racist. It's not white people's fault that you're not teaching your children to do that.
No, but it's not. If the parents don't know,
they don't know. But that's not white people's fault, though.
hell does that mean the parents don't know? How can you have the mentality that you never want to be successful, that you just want to coast through life and not do anything? I don't understand how somebody can have that mentality. I really can't. If you want to get out of somewhere, if you want to do better in life, you can do it. You just have to put forth the work to do it. If you're not willing to put forth the work to be a better person, to do better in life, to give your children a good life and your grandchildren a good life, then no, you don't deserve to be given all of this great stuff that this country has to offer. All it takes is some hard work. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's going to be tough, and it might take you a little bit, but you know what? When that time comes that you can finally say, I did it, you are going to feel so amazing.
But if they go into some of these institutions, these predominantly white institutions, they are targeted. They don't have the same opportunities because of their color. It's true.
Bunch of bullshit, that is. They are not. Everyone is given the exact same opportunities in life. It is your choice whether you take those opportunities and use them.
I mean,
So then why go in there then? Why not go to an all-black school if you
some
feel
people
that?
do choose to do that.
I'm sorry?
Some people do choose. That's
Well,
why
you see a lot of these black kids going to these white universities, and then they force their way in by saying, I need affirmative action. Once they get in, now they crying racism. Why do you want to force your way in with the people you think are your enemies, and you're still complaining once you get there?
I don't think people are forcing their way. Does
They are.
affirmative action even exist?
Is forced based on color.
Does affirmative action even exist? Are people getting in based on affirmative action?
Yes.
Today,
Otherwise, they wouldn't be there.
The way Trump has it down, he's just leveled the playing field. So it is going to have to be more about being able to be competitive.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. For those of you who don't know, again, for Jesse Lee Ferguson, he is a huge Trump supporter. I do like how she said that, you know, it's going to start making this more competitive. That's what I've been talking about this entire time. Work hard. Work hard in life, people. Come on. Life sucks sometimes, okay? We're gonna get kicked and we're not gonna be happy, and there's gonna be times where you didn't get that promotion at work, you didn't get that raise you were hoping for, you didn't get the house that you were hoping to get with your bid. There's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna get you down in life. It is your choice on if you are going to rise above that and become a better person and find something better, or if you're just going to sit there and say, well, you know what? This is just ridiculous. This is racism. And this is white privilege. All because I'm not white, I didn't get this. Bullshit. Stop complaining and do better in life. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me on this video today. I really appreciate it. I'm sure I probably said quite a few things that probably pissed a lot of people off. But you know what? Sometimes the truth is really hard to hear. And obviously there's a lot of people that don't like to hear the truth. But sometimes it needs to be heard and it needs to be said. And I hope that maybe I got some gears turning in your guys' brains today. That was my ultimate goal for this video. So hopefully there's been a couple of you that have seen this video and was like, you know what? I think he's right. Or he makes a good point. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video today. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Tie and Dig Experience. Make sure you hit the like button on this video. Share this video with your friends and family. Again, thank you guys so much for joining me on this video today. Catch you in the next one.